Hello, so my name's Michael Conneely and this video is about the October eclipse. The title is Make the October the 2nd eclipse your turning point for healing and empowerment. So there's an eclipse on October the 2nd with Sun and Moon at 15 Vedic Virgo, conjunct Lilith at 15 Virgo, conjunct K2 South Node of the Moon at 12 Virgo, and conjunct Mercury at 17 Virgo. So all these planets are in Virgo and in Hasta Nakshatra. And they're all square Mars at 21 Gemini. Sorry, I've got this croaky cough. I look forward to when it just disappears. I gather that's what happens. So you can see the Vedic and Western charts for this eclipse in the October month page under the More drop down in my Star Wheel Astrology website. And for a full understanding relating to this eclipse, please do make sure to see my separate video and blog all about October astrology, which is obviously the background and setting for this eclipse. So the first crucial point I want to mention is intention setting. To get full value from eclipse energies, as usual, make the intention now to do a set piece of vision work and self-inquiry work, and then intention setting. This will be especially in relation to your areas that need revolution. That's because of the special Uranus-Jupiter background to this eclipse, which is explained in the October blog and video. And the revolution is especially needed into your patterns that may harmfully now reduce you being in your proper power, especially in relation to your potential for expansion and receiving blessing, especially in relation to your being able to find ways of being guided by intuitive or visionary techniques. So set aside this attunement time and then let a period of follow-up consolidation and growth work follow for however long it's needed. You can get an astrology reading from me if you feel that would help you at this crossroads time around the actual eclipse. And of course, in the following period after the eclipse, go to my Star Wheel Astrology website. And I do actually combine astrology with a shamanic journey, especially tailored to you. So you can go to my Druid Forest School website, the shamanism page. Now here's some helpful pieces of information that may prove useful guidance to your awareness development and intention setting at the time of this eclipse and following. So, background energy to the October eclipse, point 1. Well, the first thing I want to say is that the key background energy to this eclipse has been offered to us each since the 14th of July, when Mars transited Uranus at 2 Taurus. In that we have each of us been offered, whether we realise it or not, a current of personal revolution due to Uranus and then Jupiter, because Mars then went on to hit Jupiter in the sign of Vedic Taurus. So we're each of us called since the 14th of July to maximise our talents and power and wealth in life areas that is Taurus in our personal Vedic birth chart. Check out what house equals life area is Vedic Taurus in your chart. Have you noticed, by the way, that you may have been pulled towards some growth work since July? How is that growth work taking form? Uranus is the energy of revolution. In what area of your life would you say you need Uranus revolution? You need it. Jupiter is the energy of blessing, enlargement, sense of purpose and connection to the divine. Are you making that divine Jupiter connection in your perceptions and in your magical and visionary self-growth and self-healing work? Okay, background point number 2 to this eclipse. Did you realise that there's a unique talent triangle chart aspect shape running from a very special talent triangle that was formed on the 1st of September and actually lasts until June 2028, totally exceptional. The talent triangle is formed of Pluto trine Uranus as the base, where each of them is semi-sextile to the apex planet that is Neptune. So both Pluto and Uranus are sextile Neptune, when Neptune is in Pisces now. Wow, this growth in your full and proper expression of your power is being guided by that apex planet Neptunian intuition and vision and sensitivity to manifest your growth and revolution that you actually need. So ask yourself, are you doing your needed visionary inspired work to perceive and manifest your needed revolution and power to create the fullness of you? So, having a look at the 2 preparatory points, let's go on to look at the eclipse itself. Point number 1, well, it's in the Vedic sign of Virgo. So the important thing is, use this eclipse time to meditate and focus and set key intentions. And use the surrounding Virgo energies to sharpen your intellect and communication skills. Obviously the eclipse is Sun and Moon together. Well, Mercury and Sun can also work together in Virgo if you are aware. Neptune is in Pisces, so do create space for visionary thoughts and insights at the start of October and use them in your work. Be aware that the negative side of Virgo is it's just too critical. But the positive side of Virgo is about purifying and healing. So set an intention now to do empowerment work, to perceive where you need revolution in your life and, make sure to bring it in. But also bring in purifying and healing that might be needed. So the second point about the eclipse is there's a square aspect to Mars. All the eclipse planets are square Mars. And Mars is at 20 Gemini, and Gemini is of course ruled by Mercury. And of course it's a Virgo eclipse ruled by Mercury. So what's the Mars-Mercury combination? Well, watch out for impatient, even violent speech, obsessive thoughts. Mars is really melded into this eclipse. Mars needs to be action man, not nagger and arguer. Do note that Mars is transiting and retrograding Cancer and Gemini and then Cancer again for such a very long time until the 7th of June 2025. Please be aware of this. You see, Cancer is the sign of Mars debility. We're all going to have to do work to make sure our Mars is the proper, divinely connected Mars. Point number 3, at the time of this eclipse, Venus is super strong. Venus is super strong in Libra, which is the sign that Venus rules. There's such an energy of love and desire available. Venus is at 15 Libra. And Venus, of course, also rules Taurus, where I mentioned in Taurus are Uranus and Jupiter. So your revolution is simmering and growing and boiling in Taurus. And Taurus is linked to Libra, where Venus is. And Venus in Libra is actually in top planet dignity. It's really strong. So be aware of the divine Venus. Point number 4, Mercury is part of this eclipse. So Mercury is super strong in Virgo. Virgo is one of the signs Mercury rules together with Gemini. So use this strong Mercury energy to consciously sharpen your intellect and your communication skills, but also create space for visionary thoughts and insights at the start of October because of the Neptune contribution. Be very aware that the negative side of Virgo is that it is too critical. But be very aware also that the positive side of Virgo is about purifying and healing. So make this a time for deep thought. Make your expression powerful and creative. Make positive intentions for your growth work, self-empowerment work, and the growth of love. Point number 5, obviously the Sun is part of this new moon eclipse. But the Sun is in critical, communicative, health-orientated Virgo. And basically Virgo is about collecting, digesting, and correlating. But use that to make the Sun type decision to correlate and digest the areas which need revolution in your life and the ways to grow into your proper power. Collect awareness of the ways you're going to do such growth work. Is it for you visionary, physical, or what? Do your Virgoan style research. But be aware of the need to buck yourself up and avoid going into weakness from the 17th of October when Sun is in Libra and goes into terrible low vitality. Point number 6, obviously the Moon is part of this eclipse. Be aware of the facets of Moon in Virgo that might damage your needed growth work. You know, it's overcritical, over-analytic, too fussy about details. But also be aware that Moon in Mercury rule Virgo at its best is about health empowerment and purification. Point number 7, this eclipse is in Hasta Nakshatra. Vedic astrology has the absolutely supremely wonderful 27-sign lunar zodiac called nakshatras, each of which is so supremely declarative of our emotionally based personality, warts and all, and our relating issues. So Hasta is Nakshatra 13 out of 27. It's ruled by the Moon. Its power animal is the female buffalo, nervy, overrunning, but a strong worker. Its symbol is the power of the hand. Its deity is Savitri, the sun's awakening rays at dawn, inspiration and manifestation. The rising sun of light and consciousness that creates goals in us humans. Its motivation is moksha. Its Ayurvedic dosha is vata, nervous but quick, light and agile. Its gana or caste is deva, i.e. divine. Its gana is deva. Its caste is merchant. Its gender is male. And Mercury is exalted in Hasta. Hasta spans the degrees 10 to 23 degrees 20 minutes of Vedic Virgo. I'll just share a few brief keywords about Hasta Nakshatra. Heightened awareness or dexterity. Skilled in some way, for example, with the hands. Very sensitive and moody due to the rulership of the moon. Very vulnerable to health issues, but pleasant, skillful, intelligent, attractive, with a sweet smile, loves to laugh and play, humorous, flexible, creative, can have a healing intelligence. Often success will only come if the individual achieves a spiritual focus. So these Hasta energies absolutely pervade the eclipse moon. Usually they need a spouse and family ties, and they're humane. They're industrious, hard-working, service-orientated, usually humanitarian, and they can overwork. They can have an interest in the occult or the spiritual. They can need contact with nature or the outdoors, for example, even working in horticulture. They're flexible and chameleon-like, cunning and clever. They're said to have a thievish mind. They can be a liar and too mercurial, can be controversial. They can be a different person in different company. They can be untrustworthy, they can be unfaithful. Many ups and downs in life. There's a definite inclination to overuse of alcohol, so that should most definitely be avoided. Okay, final point. Lilith. Point number 8. Lilith is part of this eclipse. Eclipse, Sun and Moon are at 15 Virgo 51. Lilith is less than a degree away at 16 Virgo 22. Lilith is absolutely integral to this eclipse. It's hugely important to know. It's hugely important to bring into your understanding. It's hugely important to bring into your planned healing and empowerment work around the time of this eclipse and following. It's hugely important to bring in to your needed plan of work going forward if you are to make your expression authentic, powerful and creative. If you are to actually make positive intentions for successfully doing growth work, self-empowerment work, and achieving the growth of love. So what is Lilith? Well, Lilith is what has been stuffed down into our unconscious and our shadow side, and it's so crucial to know what your Lilith is. And this is an ideal time to find out, because of course Lilith is utterly bound up with the energies of this eclipse. The stuffed down Lilith material will often be outside of what you're aware of or conscious of, but it can actually be very, very powerful in running your life, in directing your life, in directing what you do and how you define yourself. So now is the time to do some delving into your Lilith material. Certainly get a reading from me. Now is the time to do some raising of that material to the light and dealing with it for your good. So to get a reading from me, go to my Star Wheel Astrology website. See the healings offered worldwide by my wife Maggie Pashley. That's www.maggiepashley.com. If it applies to you, have a look at my worldwide dating site for those on a spiritual pathway. Go to lovestardating.com. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And please do subscribe to my Star Wheel Astrology blog. And yes, join our Star Wheel Astrology Facebook page. So I really do hope I have got over to you the different facets of the nature of this eclipse. It's a powerful eclipse. It would be so wonderful if each one of us delved within our psyches and our soul, identified what needs to be cured and healed in a revolutionary way, what needs to be brought to self-expression in a revolutionary way. So all blessings to our work. Thank you.